Most buyers think the S27 Ultra will be the only model that matters. The surprise is that the S27 Pro could become the smarter upgrade for more people. Bigger battery, lighter build, and a camera shuffle on the top model could open the door for the compact option. Samsung already proved the S26 lineup can sell fast. Early shipments reportedly beat the prior generation by a solid margin, then interest cooled sooner than many expected. That pattern matters because it explains why next year's lineup may take bigger risks. If the excitement fades early, the follow-up needs clear reasons to upgrade, not just another minor refresh. The current chatter points to two headline moves. First, the S27 Ultra may finally the one complaint that never goes away: endurance. Second, Samsung may add a new tier that targets people who want flagship power without carrying a giant slab all day. For years, the Ultra line has leaned on a familiar formula: big screen, heavy body, top cameras, and a battery number that barely changes. The repeated 5,000 mAh figure has become a symbol of stagnation, especially while competitors push new chemistry and higher densities. Now the talk suggests Samsung plans a meaningful capacity increase, plus a weight drop, while holding the same thickness. If that combination lands, it will be one of the most practical upgrades the Ultra line has delivered in a long time. That detail matters more than it sounds. A larger pack usually brings trade-offs: added thickness, more weight, or a wider footprint. If Samsung manages more capacity and less mass at the same thickness, it signals material changes, internal packaging gains, or camera hardware adjustments that free space. You feel that improvement every single day, not just when you run a benchmark. The second Ultra change floating around is a camera layout shift. Samsung has held onto a vertical arrangement as a recognizable design cue. The latest noise suggests the company may move away from that look, at least partially. Do not expect a full redesign from edge to edge. The same broad silhouette and display specs are expected to stick around. Think of it more as a strategic tweak, enough to make the phone look new in photos and on shelves, without forcing Samsung to retool every part of the chassis. Now for the part that could reshape the buying decision: the Galaxy S27 Pro. This model, if it arrives as described, targets a gap that has been growing. Many people want a high-end device that feels premium, runs like the Ultra, and still fits real life. The 6.4-inch display hits a sweet spot. It gives you room for content and typing, but it avoids the daily fatigue that comes with a 6.9-inch panel. For commuters, travelers, parents, and anyone who uses a phone one-handed while carrying something else, size becomes a feature, not a compromise. The early outline for the S27 Pro sounds like a high-end compact flagship. Thinner body than the Ultra, respectable battery, and strong camera hardware. The key phrase there is strong, not necessarily identical. Samsung may aim high, then scale parts back due to cost constraints. That is believable, because product planning always fights the same battle. Keep the price attractive, keep the margins healthy, and keep the feature ladder clear so the Ultra still has a reason to exist. So why would the S27 Pro steal attention from the top model? Because for a lot of people, the Ultra has crossed into excess. The bigger screen looks impressive for 5 minutes. Then you live with it. You feel the weight in pockets, the reach across the display, and the awkward grip during long scrolling sessions. The irony is that screen time keeps rising, which makes comfort even more important. The more you use it, the more you notice how it fits your hand. A well-priced Pro model could become the default recommendation. It would offer the premium feel, the performance, and the modern camera experience, without asking buyers to accept the size penalty. If Samsung nails the balance, people will stop thinking of compact as a compromise and start thinking of it as the smarter choice. Battery technology sits behind many of these claims, and the most interesting part is silicon-carbon chemistry. Chinese brands have embraced it because it can raise energy density, letting manufacturers pack more capacity into the same volume. Big mainstream companies have been more cautious. That hesitation has kept many phones sold in the United States clustered near the same battery numbers year after year. If Samsung moves toward that chemistry, even partially, it could unlock that rumored jump in capacity without making the phone thicker or heavier. If Samsung does not adopt it yet, It still has other ways to make gains, including better internal stacking, redesigned boards, improved thermal layout, and smarter space allocation from the camera module. That brings us back to the rumored camera shuffle on the S27 Ultra. One idea floating around is a move toward a triple camera setup that drops the 3x telephoto. If that happens, it could be about more than photography. Removing a lens and its supporting hardware can free internal volume and reduce complexity. Samsung could use that space for battery, cooling, or both. It could also be a bet that modern sensors, cropping, and computational processing can cover the mid-range zoom range well enough for most people. Of course, there is a real risk. The Ultra buyer expects versatility. If Samsung removes a dedicated mid-zoom lens, it must deliver a clear win somewhere else, either a stronger main sensor, better long zoom, or dramatically improved low light performance. Otherwise, people will notice what is missing, even if battery life improves. The design conversation matters too, because Samsung has played it safe for years. Many longtime fans missed the period when a new flagship felt like an event. A more distinctive camera layout and a fresh model tier can create that feeling again, even if the rest of the phone remains familiar. Companies often avoid upsetting a large installed base, but sameness eventually becomes its own risk. If buyers feel bored, they skip upgrades. When upgrades slow, the product line needs a spark. The rumored product strategy for next year looks like Samsung searching for that spark through practical changes, not gimmicks. Better endurance, less weight, a cleaner camera module, a Pro model that serves people who want premium without giant dimensions. Those are real daily benefits. Now, set expectations. These details are still taking shape. Early plans can change, specs can shift, and pricing can redefine everything. Even the name Galaxy S27 Pro could land differently. The point is the direction. Samsung appears to be preparing a lineup with clearer choices. The top model aims to fix long-standing complaints, while the new tier aims to broaden the audience. If you are the type who always buys the biggest and most expensive option, the S27 Ultra sounds like it will finally reward that loyalty with the kind of battery leap that users have requested for years. If you care more about comfort, balance, and value, the Galaxy S27 Pro could end up being the surprise hit, especially if it delivers ultra-like performance in a more manageable body. The most important part is this: next year might not be a one-phone story. It could be the first time in a while that the best Samsung picked depends on how you actually use your phone, not just on which model has the highest number on a spec sheet. The S27 Ultra points toward overdue upgrades, more battery, less weight, and a refreshed camera layout without a full redesign. At the same time, the S27 Pro could revive the compact flagship idea with a 6.4-inch screen and premium hardware. If Samsung prices it right, the smaller model may become the real crowd favorite. Tell me which matters more for your next upgrade: maximum endurance or a lighter phone that feels effortless all day? Drop your pick and your current model in the comments, and I will read them. So, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tech news and updates. Goodbye.